So we're going to start out with a great filling. Chorizo sausage. Ground beef. It doesn't have to be Wagyu, but ground beef. And ground pork. Doing oil with garlic, and we're going to saute all the meat together. You don't have to wait until the oil is hot. You can put the garlic right in, but you got to be careful. Garlic will burn. So as soon as lightly brown, you want to add in your pork. I'm putting like a cup worth of pork in here. Depending, chorizo is very strong meat, so depending how spicy you want it. I'm going to start off with one roll. Just little peppers. We're going to add a lot of spices. And we're going to cut in our onion. After sauteing the onion and the beef, pork and chorizo, this is about 10 minutes. See, the onion has sweated out. Now we can add our Wagyu beef. We're going to add a cup worth of Wagyu beef, same amount as you do pork. We will cook on medium heat. Now I'm turning up too high, so we'll cook the beef. Add in, this is a salt-free dash Southwest Chipotle seasoning blend. So we're going to start off with a tablespoon of the seasoning. Now everybody have different taste of flavor, so you just adjust it accordingly. There's no salt in this, so we haven't added our salt yet. So this is a spicy, so put this according to how spicy you want your filling to be. And you can see it's pretty oily, so we're going to drain it. Just drain all the fat out. I'm going to drain the fat out of here, and we'll let it cool, and then we're going to put it through the blender, the food processor. We're going to flavor our filling right now while it's still hot. So we're going to add in 2 packs of sazon. A teaspoon of garlic powder. A tablespoon of onion powder. And a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And mix all this together. And you know, meat is still, see all the fat down here? It's all dripping out. And this is when you taste. Okay, I'm gonna taste. A
little richer.
A little bit more flavor. So this is where you want to add more seasoning according to your taste bud. So need one more sazon. So I'm using the salt-free dash. So we're putting another half teaspoon in here. More garlic. So I'll write all the description for what I use in the description for you. I'm gonna add filling into the blender. See all the fat we drain out of the meat. The next thing you want to make your filling flavorful is get some diced tomato and green chili. So I'm going to drain this. See our tomato is drained off the juice. Now we're going to poach it. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? Just need to poach it a few more times. Gonna poach it a few more times. Look at this. Perfect. Nicely blended. After I blended the tomato and green chili, it's a little bland, so you have to adjust according to your taste buds. So for me, I'm going to add one more pack of sazon. That makes it a total of 4. I'm going to put in the description the total amount of what I use. So we're going to do another tablespoon of the chipotle seasoning by Mrs. Dash, and then another tablespoon of garlic powder and onion powder. Remember, the key is this is the filling for the empanada. We're going to add cheese to this, so that's why we don't need a lot of salt. We need a lot of seasoning. Cheese has salt in it as well, and it's going to be in a pastry, so that's why we have to have flavor. We're going to be making empanada, and this dough will be from scratch. We have in here 2 cups of flour, and because I'm watching my salt, you can add anywhere between a half a teaspoon of salt to 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to do half teaspoon of salt. The best thing about doing your own dough is that you can control the salt. Half teaspoon baking powder. Going to whisk this together so the salt and the baking powder is evenly distributed. Next is some cold butter. It's 1/4 of a stick. And we are going to squeeze it between our fingers and make it until it becomes like wet sand. You see the consistency is like wet sand right now. All the butter is mixed through. Now we're going to make a well in the middle. We have 1 large egg to mix it up. And I'm going to add half of my water in here. It's 1/4 cup of water, but you might not use it all. So you always want to add a little water in that time when you're making dough. And this empanada dough is very forgiving, so you don't have to worry about over mixing, but you don't want to put too much liquid in and it'll be too wet. You can add, but you can't take away. So I'm going to work with my hand. You need to feel the texture. So you want to work with your bare hand so you can know when it's enough water. So you want a little bit go a long way. So work in your dough. Squeeze it. Okay, now we're gonna roll it out here, so put it on a cutting board so you can knead it better. Just a little sprinkling of water. You want to saran wrap your dough, and you want to rest it for at least 1 hour before you work with it. So let your dough rest at room temperature. Okay, our dough has rested for more than an hour, so nice and soft right now. You can feel it, see? But before I get onto that, I want to let you see how you can make your empanada nice and easy. This is an empanada maker, and I got it from Temu. Very inexpensive. So you need a cutter like this. It's double-sided. I can have a flower on the side or just a circle. And look at this circle will fit perfectly on the empanada. See? So let me show you. Instead of buying from Amazon, look at this. You can see my Temu. Look at, it's only $1.67. $1.67, $2.98. They're all the same product. $2.07, $2.97. So I got mine for $1.67. And as for my empanada press, I got it from Temu as well instead of Amazon. You see this one? And it's only $3.47. You can get a less expensive one, a plastic one, for $1.17. You see? Anything in baking, anything that has to do with baking supply, I usually get from Temu. It's less expensive. So you can see now, we're gonna start rolling out our dough. Put a little flour down. A little flour on top. See, it doesn't stick. And anytime if you're rolling your dough and it doesn't, if it's hard, just let your dough rest. It needs to rest. Here, we're going to press out. And besides empanada, you can make dumpling, you can make fried pie. Okay, you're going to leave this aside, let it rest, so it'll be easier to re-roll it. You don't want your dough to dry out, all the way wrap it up. And we're going to let this rest while we work on our other dough. So you see how thick this is? Still pretty thick, so I like it a little thinner. If you like a lot of dough, you can leave it as is, but let's roll it out some more. I'm going to put a piece of paper between each one, so you just roll them all out at once. And put wax paper down. So once I made it thinner, I can re-cut my dough again. So put our dough on here. So we're going to stretch it out a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit less, so I don't have it coming out on the edge. A little water you want to put around the seam so it will seal. And now just push down. And then open. Look at this. Beautiful. Isn't that nice and easy? If the edge right here, just squeeze it a little bit just to make sure. And how beautiful is that? Do the next one. So we're going to cut this out. So I didn't even have to flour this because the dough did not stick at all. Look at how beautiful that is. Just stretch it out just a teeny bit. Hot water. And press. So you can see how when you're pressing it, see if it came out. It looks good. So press it together and open. See right here? Just want to make sure. Push the seam together a little bit. But the side looks good. Everything looks good. Nice and easy. This is a must-have if you make a lot of empanada, dumpling. I got the metal one, so maybe it will last longer than plastic. So it's up to you how much you want to pay on a empanada or dumpling maker. Just push it there in the middle. And now fold together. Push. Open. Look at how beautiful that is. Just squeeze a little in the end, just in case. Look at all these beautiful empanada we made. So this recipe makes about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9. So makes about 20, because I'm making miniature one. So you want your oil to be on high, but not super high. Let's put a chopstick in here. See the sizzle. Okay, sizzle. So let's put it in. So it's at medium high right now. Perfect. Because everything is cooked. So once we get it in, I'm going to leave it on high. And I'm only going to do 2 at a time. I think I'll probably do 3 at a time. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So let's do medium high. I want the dough to make sure the crust will cook. Inside's already cooked. We know that for a fact. So, looks good. Ouch. Flip it. Looks nice. So I left it on high and keep flipping. Look at our plate of empanada. These mini ones are so pretty. Let's taste one. Okay, let's break it open. Oh, so crispy and light. Look at how juicy that is. Look at how juicy our empanada is. Let's taste. Mmm. So crispy and light. The dough is flaky. And the filling so juicy and flavorful. And because we make it, we can stuff as much meat as you want. If you buy empanada in the store, you don't have this much meat at all. Delicious. Bon appetit. See you in the next video.